One particular individual who I tried to talk to, I did my best to try to pull her, we used to say in the streets. I tried my best to pull her, and with no avail, many rejections. And so now all of a sudden now, I said I was getting married. Now she want to come around and make herself available, and I'm here for you. And can we go out? And I mean, grabbing me. Listen, fellas, grabbing me, like encroaching herself upon me. Hello everyone, Pastor Jasper here. I wanted to come on and be a blessing to you. This video, we will be going over a testimony. If this video adds value to you and was a blessing to you, please like, share, and subscribe. I pray that in this channel that you will be encouraged, corrected, and edified. I want you to know that I love you and I thank God for each and every one of you that look at my videos. Let's get into this. So this video, this testimony is about the decision I made when I decided that I was going to get married. Now, when Jesus saved me real good, his love came into my heart. He started radically changing me and adjusting my life and giving me new ideas pertaining to a whole new outlook on life. And one of the things that he started convicting me of with me and my girl, he started convicting me of going and getting married, because after I got saved, I tried going back to the, I didn't try to go back to the normal life, but Jesus started making adjustments and started cleaning up my life. And one of the things was to get saved. In doing that, I had to go tell all the females that was on my job, everybody on my job, just like I did when I got saved. I told everybody I got saved. Then he told me to go tell everybody that I was getting married. And now in doing this was a great challenge because there were females on the job that we previously had relationships with. Now, in doing that, I had to tell everybody. So when I did that, though, and I really made it real by confessing and telling everyone, the reality of that, I didn't realize the test that would come behind it. Now, one particular individual who I tried to talk to, I did my best to try to pull her, we used to say in the streets. I tried my best to pull her, and with no avail, many rejections. And so now all of a sudden now, I said I was getting married. Now she want to come around and make herself available, and I'm here for you. And can we go out? And I mean, grabbing me. Listen, fellas, grabbing me, like encroaching herself upon me. And so this was a real test, the real test that being dedicated to my wife, it wasn't good enough. Jesus had to teach me what faithfulness was. I couldn't have made it without Jesus teaching me what faithfulness was. All right. And so this is one test what Jesus showed me. And he opened my eyes to the enemy because it was so obvious what the enemy was trying to do. And it was so obvious who he was using, because I seen now the behavior was different now that I'm saved, now that I'm getting married, trying to do what's right. And now all of a sudden, they coming out the woodworks. And some of y'all know what I mean. Now, many people would call this the devil. I call it the devil, but it's another idea that we want to expose ourselves to. It's called the opposition of life. It's this: when you intend to do a thing and change the trajectory of your life, life manifests itself and say, "Are you sure?" Like it's just. Like even with chocolate, or if you say you're going to stop watching this, or you say you're going to start doing that, life come and say, are you sure? You say you're going to stop eating chocolate cake. They're going to have potluck and 5 chocolate cakes going to be out there waiting on you, saying, are you sure? And so I want you to know that these are real life situations. And as a pastor, I am not limited to temptations. I have a flesh just like everybody else. And the Lord told me if you want people to follow you, you need to make yourself vulnerable to them and help them walk through trials and tribulations like you did. And so I exposed my life to let you know that this can happen, and these things, you are not the only one. And if it happened to me, you could almost guarantee that it'll happen to somebody else, and encourage them through it. Now, another test. You had I had my homie. So I told my homie, my best man, I told him, look, man, I'm getting married. I invited him to church. I told him that I was saved. I stopped smoking blunts. I stopped drinking. But one day he called me. I set my marriage date up for August. He called me about June or July. And then on weekend, he said, look, Jasper. He said, Jasper. He said, man, I'm at the room. And he said, man, I need you. And I said, what's up, Ben? What you need me for? He said, man, I got 2 girls up here. I got one, and I need you to occupy the other one. And I said, and then I was like, man, this is the devil. Then I began to express to him. I said, Ben, didn't I tell you I was getting saved? And he was like, oh yeah. And then I had to tell him, man, no, I ain't doing that, man. I'm getting married next month. And so he didn't know he's still living in the trajectory of the life that we used to live. But I made a decision to start following Jesus, but that don't mean temptation gonna honor that. That don't mean just because you start following Jesus, life is gonna say, okay, let's just make it easy. No, the Lord Jesus allowed these things to come so we may build a muscle towards these temptations, so we'll be able to handle them in the future. Another story, when I first got saved, and it's called the opposition of life, man. All of y'all can relate to this to a certain extent. When I first got saved, I first surrendered and dedicate my life to Jesus, became a disciple of Jesus Christ. All right. And so in doing so, I had roommates, and all my roommates, we all smoked, they drink, party, all the iniquities of the world. But when I got saved, it just seemed like everything increased. I mean, they started partying every night. Women, my brother's girlfriend never invited women over. Never. I always like, what the girls at? Then I get saved. She want to bring a woman every night to the house. And then I'm staying strong. I'm trying to hold on. I'm focusing on Jesus. I'm in my room. They kick the door in, drunk, high, and so I was like, what in the world is going on? And it was as if the enemy was saying, are you sure? And I said, and I'm making a decision to follow Jesus, man. Jesus came into my life. I'm real about it. I dedicated. But then life come and asked me to pose this question: are you sure? Now, this happens to all of us. This happened to all of us. So when they began to party every night, got us kicked out. The lady came to us. We lived in a trailer. She came to me and she was like, y'all got to go. And that was at 3 o'clock in the morning because they was partying all night. And then I said, you know what? She came back the next morning and she was like, you know what? You always honored and did what we wanted and paid us on time. She said, I'll give you another chance. And I wanted to the point where I told her, I said, you don't have to give me another chance. I needed to get out of this situation in the first place. So then a week later, I moved in with one of my friends on my other job, and I paid him $200. And my first weekend there, I'm chilling with my girl Friday night. I'm trying to stay out of trouble, trying to stay doing what the Lord wanted me to do, and knock on the door at this new place, and all of a sudden, 5 of my homies that we used to smoke and drink with walked through the door. Didn't know that they knew each other. And these are people that I went to high school with. Didn't know they knew each other. All of a sudden they come in, Jasper, man, what up, man? And I'm like, what in the world going on? Come on, man, let's go, man. And I'm like, these used to be friends, and we spent party after party, bar after bar, and now they are in my new place. I didn't even know they knew this guy. And I said, no, man, I'm good, man, I'm good. And the Lord actually revealed to me. I said, what is the devil doing? And the Lord said, this is called the opposition of life. You must go through, you must endure, you must resist, you must build your temptation or your ability to resist temptation. So that, especially when you're going down a new path, a new road with new habits that you have to instill within yourself as a disciple of Jesus Christ. This is called the opposition of life. All right. So be encouraged, saints. God bless you. I love you. I want to encourage you with these videos. This is normal. When you decide to do what's right, evil right there saying, "Are you sure?" I love you and I thank God for you. See you in the next video.